Hey, I'm Yadi. Welcome back to my channel. In today's vlog, I'll be showing you guys a not so great ER visit that I had. And I'll also be showing you some clips of a prestigious hospital that I went to in, guess where? That's right, Mexico. So if you're interested in seeing any of that, stick around. I'm back home after a completely pointless ER visit, and all I managed to come out of it with was a really fucked up arm. So guess where I am? I'm back in Mexico. Yeah, it's probably been a while since I've last updated you guys. I guess since my last video when I told you guys that I'd gotten insurance, and obviously since I'm back in Mexico, that didn't really pan out. Yeah, so essentially the whole getting insurance thing was all for nothing because it didn't really change anything. I'm still back in the same place where I was. My freaking insurance, apparently, like Medicaid, the only place that takes Medicaid is the hospital, teaching hospital affiliated with the old hospital I used to go to. And so I'd be seeing the same doctors, and well, I've mentioned in my past videos, in all those years that I've been going to see them, they haven't done shit for me. So it's essentially like there's no point in me, like, even if I wasn't so severely traumatized by the way that they've treated me and the way that they've basically, it's almost like neglect, like medical neglect, because they've let me get to this point where my health is just freaking terrible, and they don't give two fucks about it, and it seems like nobody over there does. None of the doctors do. So that's why I ended up having to come back here. But yeah, I'm so traumatized by how they've treated me, like, because like I said, it's basically neglect, and my health's gotten way worse because of them. And I mean, that's true. I'm not like exaggerating or whatever. If they had actually like tried to treat me instead of trying to convince me that it's all in my head, that it's not that serious and blah blah blah, I wouldn't be like this severe. But here I am, and yeah, I'm not going back to those doctors. There's no point, and I'm not going back to people that have severely traumatized me to the point where like my therapist has even told me that I would probably benefit from EDMR therapy, because she's like, it's probably likely that you have PTSD from all this. I'm like, yeah, I mean, not only have they never like helped me with my issues, I've also like, now I'm also like even more fucked up, like also in my head because of what they've done to me. So yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for nothing, or I guess something, but not anything useful. And I'm not gonna lie, I've really been going through it the last couple of months. Yeah, it's just, my health's just been getting worse. Well, first off, no doctor wanted to take my insurance, and I was having issues with finding a GI because I went to a GI and he was freaking useless. All he did was say, I don't know anything about any of this, even after like making me go to the freaking appointment that was like 30 something minutes away. And after I had like called and told them, hey, do you guys like, take patients that have this, and even like filled out my paperwork like weeks before the appointment, telling them what I had. And then my doctor sent them the referral telling them what I had, just for the doctor to go to the appointment, make me like list out all my medical history and stuff, and then be like, yeah, I don't know anything about that, go to a teaching hospital. Like, Jesus Christ, I swear to God, that's like fucking fraud. Like, just charging someone. If you did that for any other profession, you went to them and they're like, yeah, I'm not actually gonna do the service that I'm intended to do, but I'm gonna charge you for it. Like, you'd probably, like, that's like fraud, but somehow doctors get away with that shit. But yeah, he also wouldn't let me talk. Like, he kept interrupting. He would ask me questions and I would try to like answer, and then he would interrupt me and ask another question. Dude, let me freaking talk. It's freaking insane. So then after that, it was just like I said, like just basically playing a game of like telephone, like hot potato over the telephone, because the doctors just kept healing. Like, okay, I'll send you to like this, because there's another teaching hospital besides the one that I can't go to, but they don't accept my insurance. The only one that accepts my insurance is the one with the, the doctors that would let me die. So I'm like, no. My dad's actually the one that called them and talked to them, because at this point I just have like so burnt out, I just can't handle. I mean, I do handle some of the phone calls, but we kind of like delegate. And yeah, he called them. They're like, yeah, they don't take the insurance, but if you wanted to see a doctor here, what you could do is you could go to the ER, get admitted, and then they'd be able to see you there, and that would be covered by your insurance, because I don't even know what the and I was like, hell no, that's what they told us at back when we first started seeing them, and the GIs refused to see me. And I'm like, this is going to be the same exact thing. Going to the ER is not going to do anything. And so we kept trying to find doctors and calling different ones. They would send me to this one, and they're like, no, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, but healthcare over there's fucking shit. I said it. But like, the point is, I was like, no, I'm not going to the ER. And then it got to a point where I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I was just feeling so fucking bad. Like, my stomach hurt awful, and it was like this really terrible sensation, and I was so nauseous, and I just felt so weak and stuff. And I just kept having like episodes like that. Like, it wasn't the first time. I just kept having them like several times, and every time it would just like just couldn't take it. I just felt so bad. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it, because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to see a GI doctor. But I mean, so I went to the ER, and again, I was right. I mean, it's not something that I'm happy that I was right about. It's just like what had happened with my old hospital too. Like, we go to the ER, they draw blood, they do a CT scan. CT scan shows nothing. They're like, everything's fine. We're not gonna admit you. We're not gonna do anything for you. And honestly, it was just like so like traumatizing, because I'm so tired. You guys, I don't even think you understand. Well, I mean, those of you who have chronic illness understand, but if you don't, like, imagine being in so much like struggling day in, day out, feeling like absolute fucking shit, like just feeling horrible, like so many things wrong with you, and you keep going to these people that are supposed to like help you or whatever, and they keep saying no because of this. No, 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 I'm not gonna help you. It's honestly heartbreaking. Like, it hurts me in my soul. I'm not trying to be dramatic or something, but you guys don't understand. It's so like, it's almost like being told like that your life doesn't matter. Like, you don't matter. You don't deserve to get care. You don't deserve to feel better. It's honestly, like I said, it hurts me down to my core. And so like that day when the doctor told me that, I just like, I broke down. I started crying, and like, I told him, I was like, no other doctors will see me. You tell me to go see GI outpatient, but no one's seeing me, and here I am wasting away and no one cares. Well, I can't do anything for you. Well, obviously not. You don't give a fuck. But if it was you that it was happening to, if it was your family, you can be sure these doctors would be like calling up a buddy and be like, hey, can you do me this favor, whatever. But when it's some random they don't know, it's like, oh, well, you can die. Who gives a flying fuck? And it's not like, I'm not trying to say I'm expecting favors and stuff, but the fact that these doctors are so like, it's almost like sociopathic, way that they don't care about people, because it's not just me, this happens to like other people too. And that hospital was somehow even worse. Like, I thought my old hospital was bad, but this one was, it was unhygienic, it was disorganized. No one ever even asked me for like my medications. Like, how are ER doctors gonna be prescribing you stuff when they don't know your medications? What if there's interactions and stuff? Like, what kind of unprofessional BS? And the place was nasty. And like, my mom was saying that the guy who like put in my IV for like the CT scan, his gloves were ripped. And they put us in these like little cubicles because we didn't even have rooms. It was like these cubicles. The lady freaking next to me kept, literally, I was there for like in the cubicle for like 3 or something hours. The whole time she kept throwing up. Nobody came to give her anything. She just kept throwing up and throwing up. It was so disgusting. I have emetophobia, and like I know it, like I know I have gastroparesis, so it's like stupid for me to be like scared of vomit, but I am. So last night something crazy happened. I got stuck inside the bathroom. Like, the door wouldn't open from like the inside or the outside, and they had to come and like knock the door knock the door down. It was freaking wild. And like, it was like 1 at night. Well, when I first went, it was like midnight. By the time I got out, it was 2 in the morning. Because like, this thing right there, that like thing that's supposed to like go in when you open the door, would not like go in. My mom had already gotten stuck earlier. My dad had to like go like get up and open the door from the outside, and that's when we realized that like that little metal thing that I showed you guys wasn't like going in anymore. It was staying stuck even without like putting the lock on it. So I went in and I tried to close the door, like not close it all the way, but just close it like the tiniest bit, and the door went in by itself, and I got stuck in there. And like, my mom and dad were like panicking because like, we couldn't find anybody that worked here at the hotel at first. Like, my dad went to the front desk and there was no one there, so we tried to like remove the like the handles ourselves, like right there. Like, my dad had to like throw like a nail clipper and like a knife through like the little window that's on top of the door. That little window, he was like throwing like tools, well, not tools, like just things that we had that I could use to like remove the handles to see if we could open it. Because like I said, at first he couldn't find anyone. Then my mom checked while we were trying to remove the handles, and she found like someone that worked here. And then when they got like, I think like the main desk lady, and she got mad at us. She was like, why are you guys trying to remove the door? Like, we've tried like pushing it and like it's stuck, like we can't get it open. And so she ended up getting like one of the maintenance guys, but like he didn't have any like screwdrivers either, so we were just having to use like knives from the kitchen. And like I said, the nail clipper, you know, has that little thing to like a little pointy thing, and I was using it to remove the nails on the door. I don't know, it was crazy. And I'm really tired because like I only slept like, I don't know, 5 hours I think, so I don't know, it's like chaotic and stuff.
kind of funny because, like, I was at first, like, I wasn't even like panicking or anything because I was so sure that like my dad would be able to get it open from the outside. And I also didn't want to panic because I knew if I started panicking, then my parents were gonna like start panicking even worse too. So I was just trying to make light of it, like, oh, I'm fine, it's whatever. But then after like a while, when they were like, yeah, we can't get it open, I kind of sort of started panicking. But again, I didn't want to make a big deal because I didn't want to freak my parents out even worse because I could tell they were freaking out. Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of scared. I was like thinking, well, they're probably, what if they have to call like the firefighters or something to get an axe and chop it down or something? I don't know. Maybe that's something they only do in TVs. In TV, like, when they're being over dramatic. Yeah, it was a whole ordeal. Not something I want to repeat ever again. And like the funny thing is, I was just like I said, I was trying not to panic, and then I kind of started panicking, and then after a while, I was sitting on the toilet waiting, and I was almost starting to like fall asleep. I was like falling to the side like that because I had taken some melatonin because I have trouble like falling asleep sometimes. Well, a lot of the time. And so it started taking effect while I was in there. So I was like wanting to fall asleep while my dad was on the outside, like banging on the door and trying to get it open. Yeah, it was crazy. And I even got like a little battle wound from the whole thing. I don't know if you guys can see, I have like a hematoma. My finger from when I was trying to use the nail clipper as a screwdriver to unscrew like the door handle. I bruise really easily. I mean, I already did before, but then after like being on the blood thinner for my stent, bruise even more easily. And then lately, like, I've just literally been getting so many bruises. It's been, kind of concerning, but I don't know. I might have to ask one of my doctors about that to see. I wonder if one of my new medications is like interacting with my blood thinner and making the whole like bruising thing worse. But yeah, I mean, it's not like a big deal, but yeah, I usually just get regular bruises. It's not like this is like an actual like under the skin, I think like blood pooling or something. Yeah, it kind of hurts, but it's not like too bad. Hotel tour. So that's the end of this video, but it's not the end of my trip to Mexico. So I'll probably be uploading part 2 sometime soon, hopefully. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. And in that video, I'll finally be getting the answers that I was so desperately seeking about why I wasn't tolerating my tube feeds. And I'll also be sharing the root cause that I found out of why I have so many health issues. So if you're interested in that, you might want to hit the little bell down below so you can get notified when that's up. And if you like this video, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button. It would really help me out. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!